Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Owlet Tournament 3.5, Season 3.5 Preseason. Today we have a nice minors match between Hyperion and the Fire Nation. I'm here with Moiraine. I'm Lazerblitz. I'll pass it over to Moiraine.
Hi, Lazerblitz. It's good to be here. Exciting, the first minors game of the season in Preseason. We have two new teams to Owlet, but not necessarily to the competitive stage. I believe some of these teams and players have played together before, is that right?
Yes, I believe the Fire Nation comes from the Scrub Cup, so they're going to have some pre-existing team synergy. I'm not so sure about Hyperion. They might be a new team, but they're going to be looking to make a statement in the preseason. And for map, it looks like we're going to Oasis first, so what can you expect from Oasis?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the teams are going to come up with on Oasis, and just in general, see if the synergy from the more experienced team is going to pay off. I think Oasis, there's a lot of room here for interesting team compositions. There's a lot of high ground, depending on which map we start with, of course. University less so than the other two. But there's room for even maybe a little bit of dive. We have the opportunity to get away from double shield a little bit if these teams take us there. What do you think?
The Oasis is really good because on City Center there are tons of good places to run dive, and there's also a good mix of the nice brawl sort of maps, which is University, sort of more enclosed. So we get to see a variety of comps. And now we are going into the match. Good luck to both teams, and I guess we're going to see what they do.
Yeah, let's see what they come up with here. Obviously, the picks they choose in spawn can never be relied upon. They're always trying to fool the casters with these picks, but we shall see. Looks like we're getting maybe some brawl from one team, some double shield from the other.
Yeah, it looks like Hyperion is going with a Reinhardt and a Brig, and Genji and Ashe. So they're going with the Genji despite the nurse. I wonder if that will pay off, because he is definitely slightly worse than before. But if a skilled player can play him, I'm sure he can get value.
They are running a nano blade, so he will have the ability to get that nano blade. It might pay off here. We shall see.
Yeah, and they've got the Ryan Zarya, so they're going full brawl. And on the other side, on the Fire Nation, they're going with a McCree and Sim, so they're probably going to TP out of spawn, if I had to guess. And I wonder if they're going to stick on that, or if they're going to switch back.
Yeah, the Symmetra can get you to the point faster, but it might be worth just swapping off afterwards. Let's see what happens. And here we go.
Alright, here comes the TP maybe. It looks like they've actually kind of messed it up. There it is. And some of them took it. That was just a bit unfortunate. And he swapped over to the Genji, so we're going to see Genji on both sides. It's the difference of McCree versus Ashe and double shield versus Ryan Zarya right now.
And Hyperion are the first to point, even though they did not have the TP, so let's see how this plays out here. Orisa already on fire on the side of Fire Nation.
Out comes the Immortality Field from the Fire Nation, and TP goes down pretty early. That's not going to be good. There's your main heals out of the battle. You do still have the Brig, but you keep the team up for a long time. There goes Shrew, and there goes Hamwell, and that's looking like first fight is pretty decisive in the way of Hyperion.
Yeah, honestly, Hyperion got that high ground with their Ashe, got the AoE damage from the Dynamite, that first early pick, and it all paid off for them. Easy first fight, and now we head into the second fight. Still no ultimates online, so it's going to start as a dry fight as we begin.
Yeah, that was a pretty short fight, so there's going to be no ultimates as we start. Oakley is closest to the ultimate as far as I can see, but still only 60%, so dry fight coming in. Looks like Fire Nation's coming into the main. Jose's on fire once again. They have put two shields in the way. He's not going to be too much danger. Out comes the Immortality Field early again. Just a strategy. ASAP Rocky goes to the high ground, tries to get Oakley off, but Oakley just hits him with the headshot, absolutely denying it, and then takes out Hamel with the Dynamite. That's another clean, decisive fight.
Oakley is just dominating on this Ashe from the high ground. He is uncontested. The Genji goes and tries to do something about it, but just is not successful. And we already have a Bob online before any ultimates from the opposing team. So now Hyperion really has the advantage, right? They can start with this Bob as soon as the engagement happens. Then their Nano Blade comes online. Tifu's really going to have to invest that Immortality and make sure it really gets a lot of value. Otherwise, this next fight is not looking promising for them.
Yeah, these quick fights have not favored the Fire Nation, as their ultimates have not even come online yet. Meanwhile, Hyperion is coming up on 5 ultimates. It's going to be a really uphill battle for the Fire Nation, but they could make it work if they get a nice engage. In comes Bob, he's going to split him off entirely. However, he's getting shielded away. and out comes the rally. Hyperion's really investing their ults here, they don't want to lose this fight, and Oakley takes out Tfue with the Bob. The opening picks from Oakley have been insane so far, and off goes Jose off the side, and this is just not going to work out for the Fire Nation.
Yeah, a clever boop there from Lazerblitz. She really gets value from her break whip. And yeah, the Hyperion cleans up again, and they only had to invest 2 ultimates. So now let's see what Fire Nation can come up with. They really have to touch the point fast, but they have ultimates up online. They can go in with pressure with this window.
Ooh,
and they
not quite.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it was looking like the fight was probably going to go in the favor of Hyperion anyways, as they have Nano Blade online, but here's a reset, so they can reset their mentals and try to get map 2.
Yeah, we'll call that the warm-up map for sure. I think Fire Nation has more in store to show us here. And this is a different map, right? There's very different map geometry, very different point, can play out completely different altogether. So
yep, for sure, and hopefully the fights last a bit longer for the side of the Fire Nation because they want to build up some ults. I'm not sure how many they had at the end, but it definitely was not favorable. And it looks like the Sim TP is coming out from Hyperion this time. And hopefully it's not quite as disastrous as it was in the first round. It looks like it's set up. And there's a good one, except the Brig forgot to take it, so not quite. Although they are sticking on the Symmetra.
okay, I mean it could get value here. You can set up a microwave on this small point, and Listeru is unfortunately already down though. Let's see how this fight plays out. Big nade coming in, and that's again a really fast fight, but this time in favor of the Fire Nation.
Yeah, looking much better from the Fire Nation, much cleaner. They get the nice engage, and they get the opening picks, and they take the point first. So it's already on the upside for the Fire Nation.
Indeed. Again, no ultimates invested, no ultimates online. We're heading into the second fight with a dry fight, but completely opposite from the first round. The Fire Nation is now in control of the point.
Yeah, and both teams opting for the Rhine. It's the Zarya versus the Sigma here, and Oakley takes out Pocky to begin the fight. That is not going to be good for the Fire Nation at all. If they don't have ultimates to equalize, they're going to have to get some picks soon.
Oh, that's a huge fire strike though from Stuff. Let's see. Listeru cleans up, and there we go. Hyperion swaps the point in their favor.
And there it is. Hyperion swaps it over. No ultimates still for the side of the Fire Nation. Meanwhile, for Hyperion, they have Nano and they have Shatter, so you can get a big Shatter in Stuff. Coming up on Bob, though, is the Fire Nation. They're gonna maybe try to use that to engage. They also almost have Blade and Rally, so they do have some ultimates coming up. They're gonna need to sort of build them, or they can try and take this fight dry. And it seems like they are going for the engage, maybe? Sitting a bit far back. And Hyperion is going for the engage now. They don't want to wait any longer, and there go their ultimates. Absolutely dominating the side of the Fire Nation with them. Bob comes out, does get Listeru, but it's not going to make much difference.
Very preemptive ultimate usage there, right? You don't wait for the other team to do anything. You just kind of dictate the pace with the Shatter, with the Nano Blade, and now you're in control. And let's see what the Fire Nation can come up with here. They do have the Blade of their own to respond, and probably a Rally, so that can be really strong going into a fight, especially against this more brawly set of tanks. Here comes a Rally though on the side of Hyperion, and it looks like Fire Nation is just kind of waiting it out. They don't want to engage while the Rally is up, which is smart.
Yeah, it's definitely smart to not want to engage when a Rally is up. That team will be unkillable, pretty much. And they come in with their own Rally now, so they have the advantage. And they're setting the pace here. They're running in. Jose's holding his shield up. He doesn't want to get high noon. And in comes the Blade. A big Shatter comes out from Jose, knocking them all to the ground. And the Sigma is there for the extra damage. And there it is. The Fire Nation flipped over as Pocky gets slept right at the end of the fight.
Very nice patience there from the Fire Nation, right? They wait until the fight is in. They have a better advantage. Much higher chances to win the fight. Very nice. Although now there is a grab coming up from Hyperion that they can use to engage here, and the Fire Nation low on ultimates, right? They have to kind of... Oh, but that is an early pick on the Zarya who had grab. So now Hyperion is forced to just kind of regroup and spawn. Not much they can do here, but give up point percentage.
It is very impressive to see a Zarya picked off by a Ashe while walking in. It seems like there's a bit of miscommunication, not standing behind the shields, and maybe he was just a bit too far up. Hyperion is taking a lot of damage while they're waiting for the Zarya to come back, but now they have all 6, and they're going to be looking to come in. Nano on the Genji, he has Blade, he's going in now, and there goes Tfue immediately, takes out Shun as well, and in comes the grab for good measure, taking out everybody else. 4K with that Blade, and Squid is just on the bottom. He's just kind of running away.
Big Blade from Rosemary, big Nano from Plasma, and let's see if they can hold it here. I mean, they have their Shatter. Stuff has to get a big Shatter here, assert dominance from the beginning, and they might hold it.
Yeah, we've been seeing some big shatters so far, so maybe Stuff can get it done. On the side of Fire Nation, they have Bob, and they send it in right now. Bob is barely touching that point, and Shatter is blocked, actually, and Shrew takes the Oakley, so this is really good for the Fire Nation. The Shrew goes down, and it looks like they're going to be able to turn this fight pretty easily. Coalescence comes in for good measure. Both of the Rhines are down. That's a nice counter charge. And Aki goes down, but TP takes out Stuff, and it looks like they should be cleaning up here. Yep, there's the cleanup. Genji's still alive. Just got to take him out, and there you go. This is going to be coming down to last fight, 99 to 99.
Yeah, but Fire Nation definitely has the ability to recontest here. They have Jose coming up with a Shatter of his own. They have the ultimate advantage. They can come in with Rally. Squid also has the Sigma ult, so let's see what they do here. They do have to get to point pretty fast, so can they regroup, plan their fight fast, and make a decisive push here?
They should be able to. They're coming in with Rally. Rosemary gets really low, but still managing to live. Stuff is trying to touch this point. They do have a Tracer if they really need to touch. And in comes the Nano with the Stuff, but he gets shattered. A big shatter from Jose. Open gets taken out by Q. This might be the turn that Fire Nation needs. And it looks like we are going to round 3 on Oasis.
That was a very exciting match there, back and forth between the two teams. Pretty much every fight let the point flip, I would say, as the ultimates swing in each other's favor. But in the end, it was the Fire Nation that managed to hold on to that point. So it all comes down to City Center. That's what this map is called, right?
Yep. Yes, it is. It's a very impressive turnaround from the last round we saw, where the Fire Nation never really even had a say on the point. Taking the second round, maybe they can keep their momentum and take the third round too.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. This is a map that has, more verticality, more high ground. We see a Doomfist potentially coming from Rosemary. That'll be an interesting change of pace.
And in comes the Sim Teleport again. Let's hope that this is the first successful one, and it looks like it is. There we go. We finally have a Sim Teleport that everybody took, and we swapped off the Sim for an Ashe. Yeah, that is a step in the right direction. Jose's already on point. It looks like Hyperion is opting for the high ground approach though, which Doomfist will greatly value from. Ryan, he just stands up there. He's going to be waiting to drop down, waiting for the opportunity. It's again Ryan Zarya versus Sigma Ryan, and let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, the tanks here not getting a lot of value from the high ground, so Stuff has to drop. He goes to the point, and he's surrounded right now by the enemy team. He gets out because of a really nice nade that helps him out. And Plasma on the high ground there is really keeping his team alive. Really powerful positioning from Diana. And look at Stuff just running train through the opposite team while he's being supported.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the tanks on... Actually, this fight's not over yet. The Genji and the Moira are still alive, but now they're going to be cleaned up. But I like what I'm seeing from the tanks from my Hyperion. Stuff drops down alone, and when he starts to get collapsed on, the bubble comes out, in comes the nade, and they get aggressive at the perfect time, and they get the point.
Yeah, really nice usage of cooldowns there to enable their tank to make space and cause a lot of problems for the enemy team.
Yep, well played.
And now they kind of have the advantage. They're going to be coming up on their ultimates here. Let's see what the Fire Nation can come up with. They come into
the Shatter. He's looking to get some revenge after getting the Shatter block and getting shattered by Jose. Let's see if he can do it. He's going to drop back a bit, and in comes the Shatter. He misses Jose with the nice block. Rosemary, though, is going to take out Hamwell, and Stuff is going to take out Jose in the end, and another fight goes the way of Hyperion.
Plasma hitting these nades. Hamwell there was anti-naded, and when you get that in a Doomfist, there's not much hope for your life in Overwatch. So they get an easy hold here off of those picks, even though the Shatter didn't get the value that Stuff was expecting.
No, and they have two nano targets here. They have Stuff and they have Rosemary. Either can wreck some house, and they come in with the rally. Bubble comes out on Stuff. They're looking good aggressive, but Bob kind of does put a stop to that. And they nano the Doomfist, and instantly he takes out TP while he was ulting, so there's the Coalescence gone. Stuff goes down though, and in comes the ult from Rosemary. Looking to get the Brig, can't quite get it. ASAP Hockey with the Blade, gets 3 of them, and that might be enough, but this fight is going back and forth very strongly. Bob is in the back, just chipping down on Fire Nation. Optic gets taken down, and it looks like the Fire Nation, with the help of that Blade, are able to take the fight.
Yeah, chaotic fight there. Stuff is actually still here, still keeping the point alive, so they get up to 82% before they're able to flip the point. So this is almost one fight territory for Hyperion if they are able to take this point back. And the Fire Nation...
if they take... sorry, that's a good one.
Yeah, the Fire Nation is really only working with the Sigma ult here to hold it. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Optic can get a big grab here. And in the meantime, Stuff can charge his Shatter off that grab pretty fast. So
it is the battle of the off-tank ultimates here. Stuff gets the bubble, he's getting aggressive. He dodges the Sigma ult. Not quite, actually. He's still stuck in it. He's brought really low, but he almost got out. Not quite. Jose is also pretty low, but it looks like that Flux is going to stop them because pushing in without a main tank is not going to be easy.
Indeed. And you know, they invest the Sigma ultimate, they win the fight, not much else happens. That's clean. That's what you want to see, right? But now, Fire Nation is really pushing forward away from the point. Let's see. Okay, no, they back up a little bit. They get their Winston on the high ground. Jose's chilling up there.
Yeah, and the Winston swap from the Rhine is actually, I kind of like it because you get a lot of speed damage and a lot of distraction with Winston, and then if you get your primal, you can live for a really long time. Out comes the grab from the Fire Nation, bleed damage from Jose, and they got 4 of the kills versus 1 of the kills from Hyperion, and it looks like they'll be able to take this fight again. Another really close map. Both teams are, if Hyperion wins a fight, then they're looking at only 1 more fight to win, and it's getting real close.
Did Pocky just deflect the grab?
Did he?
I think that's what
I think he did. I think I might have missed that.
Pocky just deflected the grab. Yeah, the grab came from Optic. They don't have a Zarya on the Fire Nation.
Oh wow, okay. I completely missed that. That is really impressive. It's not
just
something you see very often.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
And now, oh, but the
big shatter though from Stuff. He takes out 2 immediately. It's not looking good. Rosemary goes down. It's looking like they could equalize, but the rally's gonna make that really difficult. And everybody's got armor. Hopefully is half, but not quite. The Winston of Jose is trying to escape. He might invest the primal. No, he doesn't. He just opt for it. Looks like they're gonna be going for the next fight. And Hyperion is making this into the last fight again for the same for map number 3.
Yeah, technically the Fire Nation might be able to get to this point. They probably will be able to touch, so let's not call it before it's over because they have that primal rage that can stall the point for a long time. They just really need to get in here though.
They're gonna need to be able to touch, and I think they will be able to. It's just, oh, that's not good at all.
That's
though.
going to take for overtime though.
Lucio going down at the beginning of the fight. That's not good. And there goes Pocky. Primal for Jose. He's just stalling out, making as much chaos as he can. Optic is wreaking havoc, taking out 2, and Stuff is getting popped around, but it does not matter. The rest of the Fire Nation will fall. Jose is alone. Actually, well, Jose and Hamwell are both alone. Now Hamwell is the last one, and there he goes. And it looks like Hyperion will be taking a very close first map.
Unfortunately, the Fire Nation on this map goes the same way as in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and they fall. But we are going to be heading to our second map where they can redeem themselves. Just a little bit of an early recontest, I think, from them. I think if they had been a little bit more patient, there might have been an option. But look at this blade from Rosemary, just absolutely
flexing on them with the ghost dash too.
Yeah.
That was the grab. And I mean, at the start, it looked like it might be a really one-sided match from the first map because the Fire Nation really was struggling. But as it turns out, that map was really close. And I think we're going to see some more close maps when we go on.
I agree. This looks like a pretty even matchup, if I do say so myself. I think we're in for a treat here in this minors matchup. I think we've seen some pretty exciting plays. Obviously, the DPS are getting exciting picks. We've seen big blades. The supports, though, I really would like to highlight Plasma. His positioning on Ana is pretty awesome. He's keeping his team alive, and the nades are causing a lot of ruckus.
Yeah, for sure. The aggression from the tanks of the Hyperion is definitely paying off for them in the end with that Rhine Zarya combo. And next map we're going to is going to be Havana, which for double shield and Rhine I think is definitely still a good map, and both teams seem to like it. We've seen a lot of similar stuff, but the difference being the Rhine Sigma versus the Rhine Zarya.
Indeed, both brawly kind of tank lineups, but it's interesting because, you know, before Sigma gets completely nerfed in the next patch, it might be stronger to have a Sig than a Zarya. It depends on what the enemy team is running, of course, but we'll see how this matches up in the next maps. However, I'm excited to see what Ashe play we can see on this map. Long sight lines, especially on the first point and the third point. We're sure to see some exciting gameplay, I think.
All right, and swaps coming in for Hyperion. They're swapping out Stuff and Optic in favor of Yain and Lofty. I wonder how that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, let's see. I would like to give a shout out to Lazerblitz for hosting the lobby and casting at the same time.
I'm definitely, yeah, I'm figuring stuff out while I'm trying to talk at the same time. It's definitely a bit difficult.
But we will get these swaps in right now. So Stuff going out, Opta going out, and Lofty and Yanked coming in. I think this is the time for your casters to consult their casting sheet to make sure they're pronouncing everybody's name correctly.
Let's see, are we?
Well, sometimes people just don't give you a syllable by syllable pronunciation, so yanked is what I'm going to go with.
All right, and teams, if you're watching this, make sure your team cards are done.
Absolutely, otherwise production is going to be very unhappy with you.
We will be indeed.
All right. And I think those are the swaps. I don't think we're making any other swaps on...
Actually, yeah, I just realized Fire Nation doesn't have any subs in, so...
That's true. Not possible.
Yeah, so it looks like Fire Nation is running with 6 players. And that should be... Let's see if that pays off for them. 6 players, having a nice, tight 6-player starting roster is often favorable for their team. Because it builds team synergy, and you don't have to worry about other players swapping in and sort of different roles. You know, you just have that nice 6 together, and they learn together. But having swaps is obviously also very favorable for hero pools, and sometimes just people play better on different maps in different situations. So let's find out.
And, you know, making scheduling scrims a little bit less stressful for your team managers, since they get to work with a little bit more flexible schedules. But yeah, I think we're ready here, and we will be heading to Havana in just a second.
All right, just waiting on the Fire Nations ready. And for Havana, I think the Rhine Sigma, I actually do think I prefer the Rhine Sigma on Havana because it's better sort of, it's a less aggressive composition. In Havana, there's a lot of open sightlines. So the Rhine Zarya can definitely get caught out. While Sigma has a shield, he can place it wherever he wants. He can protect people from whatever angle he wants. He can do some spam damage from long distance. And just waiting on Fire Nation still. You know, there we go. All right, heading into the map.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Sigma here. You know, just can block those sightlines from the snipers. He's just such a versatile hero. Basically a better diva in every possible respect. Diva mains out there still crying about the day that Sigma was released.
Yeah, it's like Diva with a shield and a bit better damage. But
Indeed.
he doesn't have boosters.
This is true. So your tank lineup is definitely much more stationary, right? You don't have the same mobility that you would otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Sigma can float, but he can't fly.
Love that. All right.
Unfortunately.
And we have, let's see, who is attacking here first? I think that is the Fire Nation.
Yep. And it looks like Hyperion, who's on defense, so they're more likely to be sticking with the same comp. They're going with an Orisa Sigma double shield, which is pretty good for spam. And they're going with the Zen Bap, which is the support comp you definitely want if you want just pure damage. You know, Zen, Baptiste both do really good damage to shields. And their Widowmaker is going to hopefully capitalize on their shields being down. And let's see if he can pop off.
Yeah, we have a Hanzo coming out from Shrew on the Fire Nation, which is the meta isn't favoring him too much right now, but can definitely get value on these long sightlines on Havana. So let's see what happens here. Oh no, and we are swapping off to a Widow.
All right, we're gonna see a nice Widow duel, and then also Genji. So they're going with the same DPS lineup. However, the difference is that the Fire Nation is going for a really aggressive support duo, which is Lucio and Moira. And there goes Oakley already. Shrew takes the first pick.
That is a very important pick for the attackers. The defense spawn is very far back, so let's see if they can push on this and take advantage.
Yeah, so in the Widow duel, Shrew is up 1-0 on Oakley, and that's going to send them a player advantage down. So Lofty is just chilling on the high ground here. He's pretty uncontested. Up comes Pocky to try and get him off, but Rosemary is there to defend him. He jumps in. Lofty still does drop down, and the cart is still moving, so the Hyperion hasn't put a stop to the cart yet.
That was a really good pull synergy there, but the Fire Nation is definitely still pushing this point, and the Shrew already has the high ground on the right side. Oh, but Oakley takes revenge and gets his pick back. This fight
Yeah,
is
taking out the Genji as Widow is definitely big. And in comes the window. They're looking to push them away now. TPU says no, and he wants to get aggressive, but he gets taken out by the Zen shooting through the window. And Lisru, she's getting aggressive, pressing W on the Zenyatta, getting all the picks.
Lazerblitz just showing them how it's done with on that Zenyatta. Bloodthirsty support indeed. And now, honestly, Hyperion, it's pretty well set here. You know, they can establish themselves back where they were. They have Lofty on the high ground. She can shield Oakley on the Widow and give them some value. And the Fire Nation is coming in strong here. Let's see what they can do with this Shatter from Jose.
Yeah, Jose's been getting the big shatters all day. Let's see if he can get past this Orisa shield, though.
He is very eager to get that Shatter off, from the way it looks, but Oakley...
His shield goes down, though. Oakley takes out Hamwell, and it's looking like they're not going to be able to aggressive. Shrew does take out Oakley, though, and that is 2-0 in the Widow battle. There's a huge Shatter, 4-man Shatter for Jose. Jose is just hitting big Shatters all night, and that's going to switch the fight in their terms, despite getting their Lucio picked at the very start.
And the Fire Nation turns this one around. Now they have their Blade coming up. The Hyperion has more ultimates in the bank, but I don't think they're going to be able to recontest here, so we're going to be heading into the second point in this rum refinery in Havana, and let's see how it plays out here, because if they get held here, though, this is a hard choke, so if Hyperion is able to use these ultimates efficiently, they could win this fight, and then they could really turn this into their favor.
Fire Nation almost forgetting the Karta thing, sending their Lucio back to touch it. Shrew is getting a lot of picks here, and he's definitely gonna need some respect from Hyperion if they want to win this game. Jose is just walking towards this Sigma. They're taking the high ground. He is discorded though, and Shrew does not care. Shrew takes out Lisseru. Oakley does take out ASAP Pocky as well though. It's an even fight here. Zenyatta down versus a Genji down. That Genji did have Blade, so that's gonna be, but it does not matter because Shrew just hits heads, gets taken down, and Rosemary tries to clutch it with the Blade, not able to kill anybody, gets taken down, and Yane is not looking as good as he could be.
Bit of a hero blade there from Rosemary, really hoping to get like a 6-man. That didn't quite happen, so now not looking so good for Hyperion here. Definitely momentum is swinging in the favor of the Fire Nation. They're letting Tfue just chill on the cart on Moira. Not very engaging gameplay for them, but the team gets to push up and they can dominate here with this blade. They have the coalescence to back them up, but careful Tfue, there's the Hanzo shooting you!
Tfue is standing still because he doesn't expect the wraparound, but Rosemary surprises him. Jose is getting really aggressive. In comes the trance. That trance is going to stop a lot of damage, and the Squid's Gravitic Flux gets cancelled. In comes the Blade though. A lot of ultimates being invested in this fight. The beat and Blade, it looks like he's able to do it though, as he takes out 3 of the members of Hyperion.
Yeah, Pocky with that Blade really making up for the fact that the Tfue just was not paying attention to that Hanzo shooting him from across the map. And they get to move this fight into third point, where the Widows are really going to have an interesting battle. So Shrew here can activate their sights and get wall hacks for a little bit. There we go, it comes out. So they can really dominate these sightlines on the first engage and get a lot of space.
Yep, and Jose is making the smart swap over to Orisa. May not be as exciting, but definitely better for this point, as the sightlines are incredibly long, and Reinhardt's going to have a really tough time closing that distance. TPU does have the Coalescence, but it's Coalescence versus the window, and last time we saw that happen, it went the way of Hyperion. Jose goes down though for the Junkrat spam, a lot of damage coming out from Hyperion. There's the Sigma ult, and absolutely sends them back to spawn, and running for their mom.
She's had enough, she wants this to end here, so gets a huge Sigma ult, and now they get to hold in a pretty advantageous position because their Widow can stay on their high ground up here and really kind of bully the enemy team into spawn. However, there's ultimates coming up. We still have that Coalescence from the Fire Nation. Let's see if they can buy them some space here if they use it aggressively.
Yeah, let's see, but here comes the window early, trying to just push them all the way. They're hiding behind the cart though. It's like they're still pushing cart right up to the window. No fear at all coming up from Hyperion, but maybe they should be a bit scared because there goes 2 of them right through the window. Junkrat spam, that's a lot of damage. You got to avoid that. Oakley takes out Shrew. I lost track of the score, but I don't know if that's the first one Oakley got on Shrew, but definitely getting some revenge there.
Yeah, Fire Nation did a good job hiding the window, but then they got a little bit comfortable because nothing was happening, and a Junkrat through a window can be really powerful, and Rosemary is almost up to their tire now, so we'll see how that plays out as the Fire Nation tries to engage still with just their Coalescence because they didn't get much done in the previous fight.
Yeah, and Tyre against no Baptiste Immortality Field is a very deadly combo, but Shrew says no and takes it out. But Rosemary does not care. As soon as he's out of the animation, takes out Tfue, and looks like they're getting stopped here by the Bongo. A lot of damage again coming out. Just so much damage coming out from Hyperion. Fire Nation's trying to tiptoe around it, but getting caught.
Nice aggressive ult usage from Hyperion. They start the fight before the Fire Nation can do anything about it. Fire Nation just gotta, you know, sometimes you get bullied like this, you gotta get your head back together and go next fight. You know, take a little bit less spam as you approach, which looks like they're trying to do. They're pathing a little bit and more behind cover. And let's see how this engage plays off, because now Hyperion doesn't have many ultimates to invest, so...
Pocky is going deep, he really wants this Widow dead. It looks like he's not gonna get it though. Oakley says no and takes him out. In comes the Coalescence though, they're trying to get aggressive. Pushing onto it, big pull. Immortality Field is used from Hyperion and they're looking pretty healthy. Tyre from behind, this is really dangerous. And boom, there goes Tfue, and it takes a lot of damage on Jose. And in comes the window again, just so much damage with this Junkrat Baptiste Zen. There is just, Junkrat Baptiste Widow, and there is just no way that the Fire Nation is figuring out to get around this.
There is just nowhere to hide from the spam on this third point. It is tough. Once the window is out and you have the Junkrat shooting through it, you pretty much have to give up space and go backwards, otherwise you're probably gonna die. So, but now they have rally, right? They're a little bit meatier if they rally aggressively here, so maybe that can help them resist the spam. Let's see if they use it proactively.
And a nice full Sigma ult coming out. That is a huge river to Clux. However, the rally is keeping them good and healthy. Another pull, some good pulls coming out from the side of Hyperion. Even fight so far. And Pocky is going in with the blade. He's going right for the Widow. He is done with Oakley. And there it goes down Oakley. Immortality Field is on the tanks, but Pocky is in the back line. He just bypassed that entirely. He takes out 3 by himself. Rosemary takes out Handball. That's going to be a lot of their healing down. And it looks like Fire Nation is pretty low. It's kind of dangerous for them right now, but the Coalescence in the Dragon is going to definitely clear a path.
Yeah, the armor just enabling Pocky to go in with that blade and not die to the Widow and not die to anyone else to get value. But Hyperion can recontest here. It's not over till it's over, especially because Alyssa has a rally.
Pocky gets too aggressive though. He thinks he can just get away from that, but the pull comes in. Yank wants him dead. And here comes the Bongo and the Amp Matrix. So much damage again. I know I keep saying it, but that is like one shot from Junkrat will kill a tank. And there's the round.
You know, we talk about power creep. Maybe we're seeing a prime example of it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's
but,
plus
yeah.
50%, plus 100% on their damage. So plus 150% damage. When you get hit by a Junkrat mine, that's like 300 damage. That's a lot.
Thank you, Lazerblitz, for knowing precisely all of the stats that I would have never have any idea exactly how they work.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Bongo does the same amount of damage boost as a Nano boost.
Oh, that is good to know. And you know what? Fire Nation, they can't get down on themselves for this though, because that last third point on Havana is so tough. Yet the defender spawn is so close, and with that spam comp, there's just it can be hard to push in. So I don't think finishing Havana is a really tough task, and if you see it done, that team is probably going to win the map. But when you get held right before the spawn door, you can't be feeling too bad. You think, oh, it's not that bad. You know, we can hold them there. We can hold them just like a centimeter earlier, and we win the game. Indeed. It's all about keeping your mental together and focusing on this defense here. Very viable hold. So let's see if the composition is that a Reaper I see from Shrew?
That is indeed a Reaper. That must mean they're going for a close hold, right? They are staging on the right side. Come on, do it. I want to see the spawn cam. It's looking like they're going to do it. They're hiding. They don't want them to see. I wonder how long till they decide they want to come out. They got the Moiraine and Brig again. So no Baptiste. So that might be a mistake because if they get the spam down too hard, but here they come.
Yeah, Baptiste would really help with the sustain at the spawn doors, but they have no shame. They're going in there, but Rosemary's already focusing Tfue. Tfue has no fade right now.
Oh, that is absolutely enormous. That is what you want to see if you're Hyperion. That is so big. Both supports are down. This spawn hold is just going down the gutter. There's no way they're going to survive any longer, and that's a lot of free ult charge on the side of Hyperion.
Yeah, a couple members of the Fire Nation do get yanked, but it doesn't matter because they're at their spawn. And really good from the DPS, I think, of Hyperion. They pressured the supports, they went straight for the supports, and once your supports are down, there's no way you're spawn camping the enemy team.
No, not at all. Especially the Brig. If that goes down at the start, that's just GG.
Indeed. And now, looking pretty good for Hyperion. Let's see if they can maintain this attack. The Fire Nation
setting up.
coming back though with a Shatter. Jose is known for these. Oh no, and Oakley gets another pick. Let's see what happens.
Oakley's
here.
definitely turning it around this time. At the start of the last round, he got picked, but now he's doing the picking. And in comes a Shatter for Lofty is down, but the Immortality Field is there to save her, and in comes a Blade from Rosemary. Absolutely gonna be setting this fight in their favor. No way that Fire Nation's getting anything out of that, and this is looking very similar to the last round, but with the team swapped.
That is right. Attackers on Havana, honestly, have some advantage on this first point, I think. It's really hard to hold on defense, but let's see what
That's
happens
gonna
from
let
that.
them. That might let them re-engage. They're gonna struggle still to touch the point, and they're not gonna go for it. But that definitely lets them hold close if they want to.
Indeed, they might be able to get this fight here and then use the choke, especially because they have their coalescence, they have their blade coming up. A nice blade from Pocky could really seal the deal here for them. Let's see how it plays out.
And they're holding around this corner here. They're gonna have to meet up pretty soon. Heart's approaching, and Pocky he's ready with that blade. He's ready to go in. No nano for him, but here's a big full flux combo. That's gonna do a lot of damage. Half the health taken off from everybody, and there they go.
Honestly, Lofty just very preemptive with these Sigma ults. Does not wait for the team to do something. They engage with the Sigma ults. They have a good pull from the Orisa, and it's really powerful. So, Fire Nation kind of struggling to get a foothold on this point. I mean, let's see if they can win a fight on this map.
And as we saw from the Fire Nation last round, Hyperion is holding that closed door. They don't want to even give them a chance, but it's almost, this is very similar. They're wrapping around the same way, and Shrew takes out Oakley at the start. Shrew is getting a lot of early picks, really helping his team get back in. But Rosemary is coming in with the blade. Amwell is down, QQ is down, and both supports down, and it's looking like that is definitely Hyperion, still with the advantage.
The blade with the bongo, we call that a same thing as a nano blade, as I just learned, right?
Well, you can call it a bongo blade or a super blade or just a weaker nano blade, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, and Rally came on at the same time, so Rosemary is pretty much invincible, I would say. A Genji with that much armor and a bongo. And look at Hyperion, aggressive positioning here. Their tanks are coming up to take space. Pulls from the Orisa almost actually got true.
Yeah, Hyperion doesn't want to give any space here. They left their Baptiste and their Widow on car, actually. Bob comes in. He's in the middle of nowhere, though, and it looks like he's not going to be able to do that much. He's booped back, and he's taken down with the help of the Amp Matrix.
Yeah, nice pull from Alyssa there to move him away from her team.
There's a big pull, and there's a flux. That full flux combo that they've been doing has been working out for them really well, but Oakley takes out ASAP, and Oakley also takes out Jose. Oakley is just pushing them back. He takes out Squid, too. That's a 3K now. Can he go for more as Hyperion takes the space that they're given?
Yeah, Oakley really cleaning up the kills from Lofty's Flux. Got everyone. And yeah, Oakley just absolutely dominating on this Widow. Fire Nation really needs to get it together here. This is their last fight, but they come in with a rally. This may pay off for them because and a huge shatter from Jose. He gets two. He's
getting aggressive. He's in the back, but he is too far. He charges into a fortified Orisa and cannot escape. In comes the blade from Pocky, trying to make something happen here. And he's getting a lot of creep damage. Takes out Plasma. That's going to be big. He takes out both supports. That could help their recontest. They're going to have to get out though, as ASAP is still alive, still doing damage to the tanks. Yang is low, and the ball touches point. It's looking like they're going to be able to recontest.
But Hyperion isn't really backing out here, so let's see if they're still being aggressive. They're still getting kills. So.
There goes the supports for the Fire Nation though, and the supports are back for Hyperion, so the advantage that they had is almost gone. Jose gets taken down again, and as these four members get cleaned up, Oakley is just absolutely dominating this offense. Oh my, like, this guy is just absolutely trashing on the Fire Nation right now. He has no respect for them, and there they go. Hyperion with the crazy push.
Hyperion absolutely dominating. There's some huge ults from Lofty, some huge picks from Oakley. Plasma with these big windows too, really well positioned, really causing problems for the Fire Nation. That was a pretty quick and dominating performance from Hyperion, I have to say.
Yeah, Oakley put his team on the back at the end there. He just denied any sort of entrance from the side of Fire Nation, and they just kept the momentum going.
I have to say, Fire Nation, I don't love this Moira pick. I think it's putting them at a little bit of a disadvantage when the enemy team has a Baptiste and you're running a Moira into it. I'm interested to see if they're going to adjust that. I think it could really benefit them to swap off that Moira a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely favor the Baptiste over the Moira, just more utility, pretty much the same amount of healing. I'd say the ultimate on the side of Baptiste is slightly stronger, although Coalescence does definitely have its uses. Baptiste ultimate charge is incredibly fast, and you can just mow teams down with it.
And then your Immortality Field is basically another ultimate.
That is the biggest thing. The Immortality Field is useful for so many reasons. Sigma ult, Immortality Field. They're using Blade, Immortality Field. It just makes everything slightly harder for the enemy team.
Indeed. Well, it looks like we're heading into a short break at halftime.
I do believe so.
Our producers may be looking to give everyone a little bit of a break, regroup, bio break, get some water, reset mentally. I think the matchup is still interesting. So even though Havana a little bit one-sided, we'll see how things play off on the next map because there's an opportunity here to get some kind of different compositions depending on which map gets picked. So we shall see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. It's a close game. It's not too one-sided, despite what the score may say. I think Fire Nation definitely has a chance to get a map or two in, and maybe even a reverse sweep if they really turn it around.
That is correct. And I think, it's interesting because Fire Nation was a team with more experience playing together, correct? If I'm reading my team sheet correctly.
The Fire Nation is the team that comes from Scrub Cup. Hyperion they don't have information about what they were before. Perhaps they were a team, but we definitely know that the Fire Nation is from the Scrub Cup. At least a few of their members are together before, and it looks like we're going to be going to a production break soon.
I think so.
I do believe so. Well, we'll head to a break, and we'll be back with the map 3. And welcome back to our match of Hyperion versus Fire Nation in Owlet Season 3.5 preseason. Hyperion is up 2-0 on Fire Nation. Fire Nation they've been playing it pretty close. Their composition is probably a bit weaker, I'd say, and their ult economy might be sort of the detriment to them. But I think if they iron out some issues, they could definitely get a reverse sweep going.
I agree, and we're heading now to King's Row, the classic Overwatch map, everyone's favorite. You know, Hyperion, I'm sure everyone practices this map, so, Fire Nation, I'm sure, has compositions ready for this that have probably paid off for them in scrims. See what they can come up with here to turn the tide and make this not a 3-0 against them.
You know, they do call this scrims row, so most teams have a pretty good idea of what they want to run. You often see Rein Zarya, sometimes the Rein Sigma, but definitely the Rein is a mainstay of this map. This is his ground, you know. It's his favorite map, and it's looking like the Ashe Genji coming out from Hyperion once again. Pretty similar comp to last time. They're going to opt for the Ana over the Baptiste, though, so going for that Nano Blade combo, I'd assume.
And the Fire Nation is coming here with the Mercy and an Ana of their own, which will be interesting. I guess the Mercy can kind of pocket Shrew, see if we can pocket Shrew and see if really enabled them to get some picks here. They do have their Reinhardt, but they're running a Diva, or is the Diva just kind of...
I do believe the Diva might be to Matrix the Widow when she gets her first shot out of spawn, but that could also be false. She could just be scouting up there, or maybe even staying on it, but as the Widow, Mercy... actually, the Diva drops down, so it looks like the Mercy's going to damage boost the Widow out of spawn, trying to see if he can get a pick, and gets his deflected back, almost kills himself. Is able to get healed by the Mercy. Good thing she was there, I guess.
And it looks like they're
sticking on it.
Yeah, they're going with a Rein Sig against a Rein Zarya. Let's see what tank gets the advantage here on King's Row. The bubbles are definitely going to favor a little bit Hyperion.
Well, so far, the aggressive tank comp from Hyperion has been doing really good. Stuff has been able to get aggressive. Jose has been having some really good shatters, but Stuff is holding his ground really well. They're working with these bubbles really well. They're calling them out. They're engaging at the same time. And kind of just a neutral fight going on here. In comes the bubble. Stuff is going deep, but Rosemary gets taken out. Jose is traded out as well, though. The res is denied, and Stuff is just walking forward. He does not care. He's holding the shield, stopping Shrew from getting any sort of damage done. And Shrew is going to run back to spawn where he gets health.
And look at Stuff's ult charge compared to Jose's. Really getting value because he has the bubble. He can swing on the other Rein much more freely than Jose can swing on him with the Sigma. So let's see how it plays on this fight when, they have almost a Nano coming out from their Ana on the Fire Nation, but Stuff has this Shatter, so let's see if he can kind of squeeze it past two shields and get a big Shatter.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Rein battle between Jose and Stuff again. Stuff is he's gonna get a massive Shatter right on Jose, right in his face. Does not care. He just sees that Jose is looking to the side and drops the hammer, drops two of them, and they capitalize.
That was actually beautiful. Lofty bubbled at the perfect time there. Just bubbles him so he can shatter with no fear of getting, stunned or booped or anything of that sort. And Hyperion looking really strong on this defense. They can they may be able to nano their Brig coming up here. Alyssa getting the nano on the rally. They have a lot of combinations for that nano, so let's see what they do with it. Although
they are approaching Nano Blade, so I believe that will probably be the combo.
True.
So is Fire Nation. Actually, they're even closer. 96 to Blade. They pretty much have it now. Jose is sweeping though, and he gets antied and hit with the dynamite. He's gonna be fine though. His team's right behind him. However, Hyperion is getting aggressive. Stuff seems to hesitate a bit. And I guess, big shatter from Jose though. Jose is just hitting these all night long. He's switching team fights in his favor, but it looks like they couldn't push up to capitalize on enough. Rosemary gets the blade out before and takes out Tfue. And oh no, Pocky tries to go for the hero blade. It just does not work. And the nano goes onto the Sigma. It looks like that might have been the mistake that cost it.
A bit of an unfortunate ultimate usage there from the Fire Nation. Unfortunately, they get nothing with that, and they've invested quite a lot. They're coming in here with just a Valkyrie, right? While Lofty has her Grav. Stuff is probably going to get another Shatter mid-fight. I don't know what happened there with Jose's ultimate. As he was charging, people were getting booped in kind of strange ways, but...
Yeah, he drops 3, but it looks like the team was in the middle of fighting backwards. He was the Grav from the side of Hyperion, and they're getting aggressive on that. Shrew takes down Oakley, and big slam again. Some massive shatters coming out today. But 2 of the members are down from each team. Lofty takes out Squid, and Shrew goes down as well. It looks like, despite losing some members, the 4 members that are alive of Hyperion are going to be holding points.
But the spawn here is much closer for the Fire Nation. Can they push on this fast and capitalize on this advantage? They only have 30 seconds. Oh, but the reinforcements are coming back.
Jose does not care though. He is walking forward, and Ana does have a sightline already. In comes the Bob. That's going to curb some of their pressure. Jose is forced to drop back a bit. No ultimates on the side of Fire Nation. That's not going to hold him well. Shrew though. Shrew is hitting his shots. He's getting picks, but in come the ultimates from Hyperion, just going to overpower them, and it's not looking good.
I think we're going to have to call that a full hold from Hyperion on King's Row. Very impressive showing here. There's still a bit of a few straggles on point, but yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote on this one. And really impressive tank synergy, I would say, from Hyperion. The Zarya bubble is really enabling stuff to do his thing. I liked what I saw there. And
yeah, for sure, and it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for the Fire Nation here. They only have the option to draw this map and keep themselves in the fight, but if they make one mistake, one slip up, that's it. The series is over, and it will be a 3-0 for Hyperion.
I see Pocky insta-picking a Mei, which is not a bad idea if you're trying to go for a full hold on King's Row. We'll see if they stick with that.
Sure, Mei can be super annoying. Just freeze everybody. The walls are a huge value in here, especially through that choke, which perfectly fits the wall. And they're gonna hope for the best, and see if they can get the full hold. You know, they lose a tick, they lose the game. They're keeping Shrew on McCree. He was getting work done on McCree. He got quite a few fixes by himself by shooting, so you know they do have a chance here.
Yeah, Shrew definitely had some creative plays there. He at some point went all the way to their backline in high noon and did get a pick, but just I think the tank matchup just was kind of favoring Hyperion on that defense much more than favoring the attackers.
Yeah, for sure. The Zarya enabling Reinhardt to get aggressive, and they were really dictating the pace. Rosemary is on the Bastion. You know, we've seen a lot of TP Bastion strats, but that could also, you know, just be one of those fake outs where they just chill and spawn on the hero. But it looks like yeah, for sure. It looks like Pocky is ready for that wall on choke. They're definitely gonna go for that. And oh no, there it is. The Symmetra is picked. In comes the Bastion. Let's see if this worked for them. It definitely worked for us in the past.
It has.
They're setting it up on top of the statue. There they go. All right, and
but Lofty.
Oh, Lofty messes up the shield, but it doesn't really matter because the Rosemary's just gonna mow them down. Nobody expects
what are
it
you gonna do about this? Truly,
yeah, you have to know what's happening for that one to be able to counter that. Bastion does drop down, so he's not in as quite of an advantageous position as he was before, but they are just getting aggressive with this Sim fully charged. Rosemary takes out Jose. Shrew down, Ace up down, Hammermill down, and that is GG's.
That is a 3-0 from Hyperion. Really dominant performance. I think the Fire Nation had some really great moments. They showed a lot of there were some big plays, showed a lot of fight, but in the end, I think just more synergy actually from Hyperion in the way they engage and the way they use their ultimates. So, you know, I think both of these teams we're probably going to show a lot of promise in this season. This is just a preseason match, of course. It's the time to test some composition, try some things out. So we'll see how this goes in the future for them.
For sure, definitely some good looks from both teams. Hyperion, their tank line looking really nice, really well coordinated, and taking out the Fire Nation, just like, you know, just like the story, Avatar.
Indeed, yes, the Fire Nation unfortunately well, you know, they get the redemption arc, so maybe in the future we'll see what happens.
We'll see a redemption arc from the Fire Nation?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe we see a Zuko arch, you know, you never know. You never know. So, yeah. Are we maybe doing some interviews with any players, or is this all that we have for the Owlet community on stream today?
We're looking for an interview from Hyperion. All right, and we're going to go to a break, but when we come back, we're going to be looking for an interview from Hyperion. All right, welcome back, everybody. And we have an interview. We have two interviews from two of the players from Hyperion. We have Oakley, who is playing DPS, and we have Plasma, who's on support.
Welcome to the stream. So, a couple questions here. Plasma, first of all, congratulations on your win. Very dominant. I honestly really appreciated you on Ana. Those nades were really powerful. I thought you were getting lots of value. Tell us, is Ana kind of your signature hero? I'm seeing on this team sheet that you play a lot of different things. I was wondering if how you've been feeling on support, and how it's been going with the team on this role.
Okay. First of all, thank you. And yeah, I was previously a DPS player. I didn't really play that much support, but as soon as I started playing more support, I realized that I feel like I have a bigger hero pool in support, opposing to DPS.
Nice, yeah, absolutely. I could see that. Yeah, I think support is a very high dimensional role. There's a lot of things you can do, right? You get advantage of your aim, but then you can also enable your team to do other things. So yeah, congrats.
All right, and now Oakley, you popped off on the Widow. Nice, especially on Havana, just absolutely dominating them. Congratulations on the win, and I see in your team sheet you say you play a lot of aim labs, so are you hoping to just grind out your aim this season and get really good at those hit scans?
Yeah, I typically play a ton of aim lab and practice range stuff before I actually start playing, so I'm pretty warmed up on Ashe, Widow, Kree whenever it comes to game time. So
yeah, that's good. I'm definitely one of those players that needs to warm up beforehand, so I can definitely agree with that.
Nice. Well, nice job to both of you today. Any comments on how you're feeling for the rest of the season, how this match felt today, and what are you looking forward to this season?
I guess I'll take it. We're just looking forward to, grinding it out, getting more team cohesion, because there were some moments in our comms where it was just loud, hectic, and crazy, and we were just glad we could pull out the 3-0 and hopefully get some more coming.
Definitely, that's a good goal. And last question for either of you. How did you feel about the matchup between you and the Fire Nation? Did you notice any tips you would give them to improve their play from your side?
Plasma, you can take it.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking a little bit.
No, that's all right.
No worries.
I thought they played pretty fine, especially on map 1. They were they caught up to us pretty well on map 1, which was really cool.
Yeah, definitely a close map 1.
Absolutely. We were on the edge of our seats here. Pretty much every fight was turning the point over, but yeah. I think we do have one actual last question from production. They're wondering, is there a particular team or player that you are eager to face in this season?
We don't really have any rivalries or anything going into it, so we'll just shoot our luck and see what happens.
Well, for now, you have defeated the Fire Nation. We'll see if they arise again, and maybe this will be the start of a new rivalry.
All right.
And I think that is the end of our interview here. Laser, unless you have something else to add, I think this is the end of our stream.
Yeah, it was a good match, and we'll see you guys on the next match.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.